Hello guys, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report with Alpari. What do we have today is a comeback from the long weekend. Well, most of the European countries and some other countries in the world had Labor Day. So many stock exchanges were closed yesterday. FX market was opened. Commodities were trading, but liquidity was rather low because of the absence of European traders. So now we are back. We're having a few interesting movements right now. Obviously not on euro dollar. I'm telling you obviously because I'm not a big fan of euro dollar. I don't think that euro dollar is worth watching most of the time. And I completely do not understand why many traders trade on euro dollar. It is the most popular instrument, but why? It's not trading very technically. It's we do not have nice price patterns, candlestick patterns. Obviously, from the fundamental point of view, it's the most attractive instrument. But from the technical point of view, we do have much more instruments that are better in terms of the setups and the technical situation there. What do we have here? What do we have on the markets from the fundamental point of view is all-time highs on MSCI all countries index. So global stocks are on the highest levels in the history. This is I don't want to say bubble again, but it's the perfect example of a bullish trend that we're having, right? It's not the example, but maybe a proof of the current sentiment that we are having. Risky assets are doing good. Safe haven assets like gold, Japanese yen are doing much worse. On gold, we still do have long-term buy signal, but short-term situation is negative. On silver, we do have a negative signal, even in the longer term, because we broke a recent important line connecting the bottom of the head and the right shoulder, which is a mid-term, long-term uptrend line. We broke that, so the sentiment on silver is negative. What do we have as well as a sideways trend on euro dollar, but we're having some nice setups on other instruments, like for example euro to Australian dollar, American dollar to Polish zloty on exotic pairs. First, before we will start trading, let's take a look on the calendar. I will show you what's happening from the fundamental point of view. Today we do start FOMC meeting. Interest rate decision will be shown tomorrow, but no change is expected. We do not expect a change in the interest rate in the United States. As you can see, today most of the data was already published. Today we are still waiting for GDT price index, which is important for the New Zealand dollar traders. It's usually a very influential data, and market reacts on it. Apart from that, not much as you can see. Unemployment rate in Eurozone stayed the same as previous month. We expected a drop, but we got the same number. We got interest rate decision from Australia to remain the same, no change here. Tomorrow, as you can see, Fed monetary policy statement, interest rate decision. We do not expect any changes. So actually this will be not very eventful. Apart from that, GDP from Eurozone and non-monetary policy ECB meeting. On Thursday, a speech from Mario Draghi, speech from Mr. Love and Mr. Polis. So we do have a central banks day without any decisions, but with press conferences, with speeches from those gentlemen. And well, that's not the only speech from the main central banks this week, because on Friday we do have Janet Yellen. She will be speaking after the European markets will be closed, and obviously first Friday of the month. So non-farm payrolls. We are waiting for that for 1 month as always, and that can bring us some volatility. Excuse me, on the market. So this week, in terms of the macro data, will be quite interesting. Let me show you the charts right now. Maybe we'll start with this euro dollar with the gray color. I showed you the sideways trend that we are having right now on H4 chart. It looks like that. So as you can see, the volatility drops. We had 100 pips movement. Now this week what we are having is 40 pips. Let me show you that a bit closer. Maybe it's not a rectangle, it's more of a, it's more like a pennant here. Pennant is a trend continuation pattern. Trend is bullish, so what we should see here is a bullish breakout of this resistance and a continuation of this movement. That's what the technical analysis is trying to tell us, especially as we are above a horizontal support. Here this horizontal support labeled with yellow color. So sentiment here is positive. I wouldn't enter here because I'm still afraid of the gap closing movement here, and this pennant can result with a bearish breakout as well. So it's not the situation that fits my trading strategy, my trading system. I don't have all odds in my favor here. There are still some few negative bearish signs here, and I like to enter the position when all signs are in my favor, on my side. Right here I do not have such a situation, so I'm staying out of the outside without a position here on euro to American dollar. But if I had to trade, that would be a long position for me, but without with a hesitation here. American dollar, British pound to American dollar, what we are having here is a correction of recent upswing, and everything looks bullish still. Yes, we do have this bearish correction, but it's nothing. It's just how it is sometimes. It's not strange that in an uptrend the price going down from time to time, right? We do have a taking profit action here. So all those traders that were going long here were taking profits. As long as we stay above the yellow area, the sentiment is definitely positive. So we still do have 140 pips of positive sentiment here left. It looks alright. It looks promising. Everything stays the same as it was last week. Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, after an amazing last week where we are going up from the very beginning to the very end. On a weekly chart we can see that with this beautiful candle. This week starts with correction, but this correction is just a nice opportunity to open long positions, right? Maybe not now, because what we're having here on the daily chart, look at that, shooting star, right? After this kind of setup, most probably we'll have a correction here, but that will be just an opportunity to open long positions, right? As long as we stay above the horizontal support here, labeled with this purple color, the sentiment is positive. And actually, it looks, well, we had a position here. I had a long position here on my live trading account, which was closed somewhere here yesterday. So I captured profits from this. It was a good entry. It gave us nice profits. I'm not having a position anymore here on this instrument. But I will be looking for one somewhere here if this bearish correction will continue. And once I will see bullish reversal pattern, bullish candlestick pattern, I will try to open a buy position here. So far, even despite the fact that we do have a nice reversal, it's not the best place to buy. Why is that? Because of those two candles, right? Because of those two shooting stars. Usually, what happens after such a setup is a further decline. Next instrument I would like to show you is Euro to British Pound, where we almost closed the gap. We stopped on a recent support. As you can see, it was support here, it became a resistance here, and it was a support again at the end of last week. So it's more or less a sideways trend, right? We're still below important resistances like the lower line of the symmetric triangle and the trend line here. We're below those. Sentiment is neutral, I would say. There is no clear signal yet. If it's kind of 51 to 49, 51 for short side of the market, 49 for long side. So it's not the percentage that you would like to use for an entry. When I'm entering a position, I want to enter 100% bet, obviously knowing that there are no sure bets on the market and there are no 100% situation in reality, but for my system there are, right? For my system there are. Obviously they can fail, but if all checkpoints in my system are checked, for my system it's 100% sure bet, right? In reality, for the market, it's 55 to 40 to 45, but it's still good ratio for an entry. Here, no. Here I do not have this this situation. Euro to Japanese yen is showing you how safe haven assets are getting destroyed recently. What we are having here is a breakout of a long-term resistance, important resistance. As you can see, line connecting recent lower highs, and those highs from the middle of December, and it was a resistance. In the last week we tried to break that 3 times and they failed. We got a breakout this week. This situation is bullish, the sentiment is positive, no doubts about that. Even despite the fact that from the bottom to now we do have 700 pips movement, it's very strong. But sometimes you just cannot argue with that, and if it goes like that, it should go like that, right? So the sentiment is positive. And gold, as you can see, gold broke this $1,262 per ounce support. Heavy breakout. As you can see, we got some stop loss activations here. Now we're making new lower lows this week, so the price is declining 3 weeks in a row. The closest support is here is $10 lower, and the support is created by connecting the bottom of the maybe inverse head and shoulder formation, well, kind of, but this line is connected, created by connecting recent higher lows. So $10 to this place. I'm not sure that we're gonna try to make a correction equality pattern, because this will be too deep, but we can have that in mind, that maybe traders will try to create that. So as long as we stay below the horizontal support here, we cannot, there is no buy signal here whatsoever. The buy signal will be created here once the price will create a reversal pattern, a bounce pattern, but it doesn't have to happen, right? The price can break it easily. That's why we have to be patient and see how it goes, see what the price would like to make there. So far what we're having here is quite narrow flag formation. As long as we stay inside this flag and above the trend line, in the long term the sentiment is positive, but it does not look so good. Euro to Australian dollar. Here there is a nice trading setup. What I'm having here is a downtrend. But actually, after the breakout of this uptrend line, the uptrend started. But we may be experiencing a bearish correction here. Why is that? Because we met a horizontal resistance. I hope you clearly see that. Here it was a support here after breakout, resistance, resistance, resistance. And we not only met a resistance here, but we met that with bearish trading patterns. We do have two shooting stars candlestick, so candles with small bodies and long tails. The price created a Marubozu candlestick yesterday, and even with today's candle, which is positive, the sentiment stays negative. I'm seeing a short position here. Maybe even now, if look at that, we do have a short-term resistance here. The price created a shooting star. Here, as long as we stay below this line, the sentiment is negative. This position has a nice risk to reward ratio. Look, now the stop loss will be like 150 pips. The closest support is 350, so over 2 to 1. It looks promising. American dollar to Polish zloty. Yes, this is a nice setup. 3 bearish waves, exactly the same, those two, and I'm waiting for the third one. The end of this wave should be exactly on post-Trump lows. These are lows created after Donald Trump was elected as a president. That can be a strong support. I'm waiting what's gonna happen here. If the price will create a reversal pattern, I'm going long. But the price does not have to create a reversal pattern. It would be nice. It would be nice to see the third, the same correction in a row, but it doesn't have to happen, right? The price can retrace here. The price can break it. What do we have to do is to wait patiently. So again, we have to do what traders are doing, wait patiently. American dollar to Swiss franc. Here we are waiting patiently as well. I'm showing you that for a long time, but as you can see, not much is happening here. We are still on this important horizontal support and we are waiting. And silver, look at the silver. Silver is getting destroyed 3 weeks in a row. Right, that's a very bad situation for them. What we are making is almost the same bearish waves. We are below the trend line again. So on silver we do have a sell signal actually, which is not present on gold, but on silver it is present. Look at that. We had an inverse head and shoulder formation. We had this trend line here. This one was broken, this one was broken. That creates a false breakout here, and this is a legitimate sell signal. On silver, they just have last support here, which you can say that yesterday was broken, but I would have to maybe let me change the color for a green one. We have to wait what this day will bring, but it does not look good at all for the traders on silver. It looks bearish. Australian dollar to American dollar, what happened here? Look at this inverse head and shoulder formation here, which created this, which made a false breakout out of this, and the price advanced much higher. What we are having here, we can create a resistance here. All right. And what's the sentiment? Negative, in my opinion. Sentiment is negative. I know we are above the horizontal support here, but it does not look promising for the buyers. New Zealand dollar to American dollar. This can be a false breakout, false bearish breakout. But we have to wait what the price will make and will create after that. Usually after false breakouts, we do have a movement in the opposite direction. We do have a strong movement in the opposite direction. So far we are not having that, so I cannot tell you that it's a legitimate false breakout, right? Again, patience. Patience is a virtue of every profitable trader, and also I would like to teach you that to be patient. Okay. So currently we are below two important resistances, pink one and the blue one, but we are above a horizontal resistance here. So again, the situation is not so clear as I like it to be. Euro to New Zealand dollar, it looked like they almost broke the horizontal resistance, then the hesitation came. That's kind of take profit action. That's price action showing that we may be seeing a reversal here. That reversal is probable. The closest support is the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder formation, and actually I wouldn't be surprised if the price get there. Right? They won't break this resistance, this horizontal resistance straight away. It would be nice to see a small bearish correction, bounce from this neckline and a further upswing. That scenario would be very technical, and actually I would like to see that. American dollar to Japanese yen is also showing you this escape from safe haven assets. What we did is we broke this horizontal resistance here. I created those corrections equality pattern to show you that the second one is already bigger than the largest one in this downtrend, so it's a kind of an overbalanced situation, which promotes a bullish scenario here. In addition to that, it's just a flag in the long-term uptrend. So what we should expect here from the technical point of view is a breakout of the upper line of this formation here and a further upswing. What I would like to see is a price coming up, price going up here, so a short-term buy signal, then a bounce from here, test of this support and a breakout. In the long term I'm positive, in the short term I'm positive, but in the midterm I'm afraid that they won't be able to break this resistance straight away and they will go a bit lower. Last from the forex market is British pound to Canadian dollar, which after making 1000 pips since they broke out of the wedge formation, they broke the horizontal resistance here. I thought that this will create a possibility of a correction here. It didn't. They didn't want to take profits from this movement. They tried a little bit, but at the end of the day they broke this resistance and they are advancing higher, right, from the bottom here to the top 1000 pips. That is a huge movement. The base scenario for me is the price finally testing this support. They don't want to do that, but they should test the support and then 500 pips movement up for the next resistance. I would like to see that. I would like to see this kind of setup here. Okay, now two indexes and oil. First we'll start with S&P 500. As you can see, we broke from local and long-term highs, but we're still having a big pressure here. The price is still advancing higher. This is a typical price action before